All right, let's talk about MSI, a real titan in the world of gaming hardware. For years, this company was an absolute rock, but then the age of AI hit, and something really weird happened. While their biggest rivals saw their stock prices explode, MSI, well, they got left in the dust. Today, we're going to figure out why.
Okay, just look at this chart. Since the beginning of 2023, what a lot of people are calling the first year of AI, MSI's stock has basically gone nowhere, flatlined. But then you look at their direct competitors, companies like Asus and Gigabyte, and their stocks have more than doubled in the exact same period. I mean, this isn't a small difference, it's a huge gap, and it just begs the question, what is going on?
And that really is the million-dollar question for this whole explainer, isn't it? How on earth could the company that was the king of gaming hardware, a brand known for being so solid, fall so far behind in what is easily the biggest tech revolution of our time? Let's dig in.
To really get why this is such a head-scratcher, we need to rewind a bit. Because before this whole AI boom, MSI wasn't just another company. They were seen as a model of how to do things right.
You know, in financial circles, they had this amazing nickname, a profit-making honor student. Now that's a title you don't just get for nothing. It's reserved for companies that are unbelievably consistent, always profitable, and basically the safest bet you could make if you wanted steady income. They were the straight A student of making money.
And this slide just perfectly shows why they earned that reputation. I mean, look at this track record. 30 consecutive years of paying dividends. They've paid out over 100 new Taiwan dollars for every single share. And for the last 6 years straight, the dividend has been over 5 NTD a share. For investors who love dividends, MSI was a total slam dunk.
So you have this incredibly reliable, profitable past, which makes the current situation just so jarring. What happened? How did the honor student of the hardware world suddenly end up at the back of the class?
This chart right here, it tells almost the whole story. It's a perfect picture of a classic problem. They were so focused on their incredibly successful main business, gaming laptops, motherboards, you name it, that they kind of missed the boat on the next big thing. While the rest of the tech world was screaming AI, that tiny little slice for AI servers shows it was less than 5% of their business. They were just late to the party.
And this really puts it into stark contrast. While their rivals were pivoting hard and fast, shipping out massive orders for AI servers, MSI was still laser-focused on its core gaming market. And that slow transition meant they completely missed out on that first AI gold rush that sent their competitors' stocks to the moon.
But, you know, being a little late to the AI party, that's actually not the whole story. When you start to dig into the financials, you see other pressures starting to build up. And oh boy, did the analysts notice.
And boom, this is like a punch to the gut. A major financial firm looked at MSI's future and just took a knife to their earnings forecast for 2026, slashing it by a full 25%. That is a massive vote of no confidence from the very people whose job it is to analyze these companies.
And here are the cold, hard numbers behind that cut. The earnings per share forecast, it dropped from 10.4 all the way down to 7.8. And because of that, their target stock price got hammered, down from 146 to just 110. This is the kind of negative spiral that really spooks investors.
So you're probably asking, why the pessimism? Well, it's not just about being slow on AI. Turns out MSI is getting squeezed from multiple directions. They're moving production out of China and back to Taiwan, which is more expensive. They're worried about potential tariffs, and to top it all off, bad currency exchange rates have just been eating away at their profits.
But right when it all seems like doom and gloom, we get this little nugget of insight. Their core business, the gaming hardware they're famous for, is actually starting to recover. The problem is, all that good news was completely hidden, basically made invisible by those big currency losses. And this is where the whole story starts to turn.
This little detail suggests that maybe, just maybe, beneath all the gloomy headlines, a comeback is brewing. MSI isn't just sitting there taking the hits. They're actively making moves to turn this entire ship around. So, first things first, let's talk about the foundation. That core business we just mentioned, it's getting its groove back. Demand for gaming PCs and all their components is on the rise, and that is absolutely critical, right? You need a stable base if you're going to launch a major comeback.
And here it is. This is MSI's AI counterattack. They are launching a brand new lineup of AI servers built on NVIDIA's most powerful platforms. They expect to see the first real cash from this in late 2025, and then they've set a super ambitious goal: to double that AI revenue in 2026.
They know they're playing catch-up, and they are hitting the accelerator hard.
And on top of their own plans, they've got some serious tailwinds about to give them a push. Think about it. Microsoft is ending support for Windows 10, which is going to force a massive wave of PC upgrades. A whole new generation of NVIDIA graphics cards is on the way, which always creates a buying frenzy. And, of course, you've always got the big holiday shopping season.
So, when you put all of these pieces together, what you're left with is a really complex picture. This isn't a simple story of a good company or a bad company. It's a classic investor's dilemma.
Let's just lay it all out. The two sides of the MSI coin. The bear case, the reasons to be cautious, it's pretty clear, right? They were slow to get into AI, their profits are getting squeezed, and the big financial analysts have lowered their expectations. But the bull case, the reasons for optimism, is also really compelling. Their core gaming business is on the mend, they have a clear-cut plan to attack the AI market, and a bunch of industry trends could soon be at their back.
And that brings us right back to where we started. Is MSI a company in crisis? A fallen king that just missed the biggest tech shift in a generation? Or is this a classic turnaround story just waiting to happen? An undervalued giant that's about to wake up? Based on everything we've looked at, what do you think comes next?